There's something I used to think was totally normal that now I think is absolutely insane. And I remember this because I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, and I went to a school that was a feeder school to UGA. And a lot of these schools are, SEC is real big in the South. And so the thing that was so crazy to me is the way people would talk about what college they were going to. And if you asked them what career they were going into, they had literally no idea. But they knew that they were going to buy from this college. They knew that they were going to buy this $108,000 piece of paper, and they had no idea what they were going to buy it for. No clue, no clue. A lot of those people, most of them actually, now are in jobs that do not make near enough to pay off those loans. And they took way longer than 4 years to graduate, like 5.5 to 6 years, most of them. And it's not because they didn't have good grades. I'm also talking about like valedictorians of these, I'm thinking of two specific schools, my school and then another school that ended up being enrolled in later. And it's just wild to me because parents will just go, yeah, they're going to go to this college. And then if you ask them, for what are you buying that $100,000 piece of paper for? And they can't answer you. They have no idea. And that to me is just crazy because it has such a low chance of success. It's like if it was anything else too, then people would just go, oh yeah, that is crazy. It's kind of like I made the analogy, it's kind of a rough analogy, but I was just on a podcast last night and I said to the host, it kind of reminds me of just going, you know what, I'm going to go to Walmart right now, and then driving to Walmart because you need to make dinner. Right? Really what you need to do is you need to make dinner. You're hungry. And you go to Walmart and you just go down a random aisle and then you buy something with your eyes closed. And then you come home and you go, oh, this is $1,000 flat screen TV and I needed the ingredients for spaghetti and I'm still hungry. And that is what a lot of people do. They just go to colleges and they buy things they cannot afford, and they have no idea what the function of those things are, and they try to figure out what the function is of it afterwards. So the flat screen TV is actually a really good example of this, because now, like, what if you don't have space for it? What if you don't have a plug for it? What if you don't have a mount for the TV? Now you just have this $1,000 piece of equipment that has no function for your actual life and did not satisfy the need that you had, which was to eat dinner. And that is actually a really good analogy, now that I think about it, for what people do with college planning. You go and you say, I'm going to buy my child this. Your child has no idea what it's for. You have no idea what it's for. It's going to take way longer than you think it is. It's going to cost way more than you think it is. And it's not necessarily going to help them get the life they want. 41% of college students don't graduate. The ones that do, only 25% of them end up working in their field of study. And that doesn't mean that they like their job. It just means that their degree loosely has some application to the job they have now. Those aren't really good stats. And that's because people go into it with that lack of intention. Have a plan. Does it meet their income, schedule, work environment, and location needs? If it does, okay, but you guys really need to think about careers first before college.